Hello, I am going to talk you through the home learning pack that is based on the jungle theme. Now we plan lots of very exciting activities, and remember, if you complete any of them at home, you can ask your adult to either email pictures of it over to office@ellesmere.leicester.sch.uk, or you could ask your adult to send pictures of it on WeDuck to your teacher. We really enjoy seeing all of your home learning, so please send it in if you can. First, I'm going to talk you through the English lessons, and the story that we're focusing on for the English lessons is called Rumble in the Jungle. If you don't have the book at home, that's fine. You can find it on YouTube, and there are some links to this on your home learning pack, or you can just type in Rumble in the Jungle onto YouTube, either on a tablet or a phone or a laptop. The first lesson, you are going to listen to the story. So if you are following the green objective, you're going to listen to the story. If you're following the blue objective, you need to listen to the story and then answer some multiple choice questions. If you're following the purple objective, then you're going to listen to the story, answer the multiple choice questions, and then answer some questions that don't really have an obvious answer. You need to make sure your thinking brain is switched on. In lesson 2, you're going to order the story. The green objective, you're going to order it using a now and next board. So for example, first it's the chimpanzees swinging through the trees, then we see the lion. If you're following the blue objective, you're going to order on a story map. It doesn't have to include all the animals, but the animals that you use need to be in the correct order that they appear in the story. It's okay to order them whilst you're listening to the story, that's not a problem. If you're following the purple objective, you're going to throw in some adjectives. Adjectives are describing words. Now let's have a look at the lesson introduction together. There are pictures of a butterfly, a worm and a spider. Let's have a look at the butterfly. How could we describe the butterfly? It has blue wings and a yellow body. So there, blue and yellow are the adjectives. In lesson 3, you're going to play a listening game. Now our listening skills are really important, so it's important that we practice them. If you're following the green objective, you'll need to find the animals that your adult has named. If you're following the blue and purple objectives, you're going to listen to some clues and guess which animal is being described. But also, if you're following the purple objective, you can then create your own clues for adults to guess as well. In lesson 4, it's all about phonics, and you're going to be playing some phonics games. You need to find the correct objective that you are following and then follow the instructions for your game. Lesson 5 focuses on non-fiction texts. Non-fiction texts are texts that are real. They tell you facts and information. If you're following the green objective, you're going to label pictures of jungle creatures. If you're following blue, you are going to use the symbols to create a fact file. And purple, you're going to use the information in books or on YouTube to create your own independent fact file. Remember, it's okay to ask your adult for help though, that's what they're there for. In lesson 6, you're going to learn all about alliteration. Alliteration describes where there are 2 or more words that start with the same letter. So for example, a slithery snake, a pretty pink pig, an enormous elephant. If you're working on the green objective, you need to match the animals that start with the same letter. You can do this by listening to the names of the animals or looking at the words and working out which has the same initial sound. If you're following the blue objective, then you need to match the animals to their alliterative description. So remember, you're looking for the animals and then the word that describes them with the same letter at the beginning. If you are following the purple objective, you need to create your own descriptions, your own alliterative description. So for example, on the sheet it says the horrible horse. You then need to put it into a sentence. So the example is, the horrible horse ran away from me. Lesson 7 is one of our favourites in Willow class, and it's dough disco. You can either find some music and make up your own dough disco following the moves on the sheet, or you can find dough disco videos on YouTube to follow. For lesson 8, we're focusing on rhyming words. Remember, these are words that sound the same, but they aren't the same. They have different first letters, but maybe the last few letters. So for example, jam and ham rhyme, but ham and ham are the same. So jam and ham rhyme because they have the first letters are different and the last 2 letters are the same. Now you can either do this by listening to them or by looking at the words to try and work out the patterns. In lesson 9, we're using our colourful semantics to make sentences. Now let's do the first one together. Have a look at the sheet. It's a picture of a tiger, so the who is tiger. He is sat, so the doing is sitting. And he's in a tree, so the what is tree. And the where, he's in the jungle. So the sentence is, the tiger is sitting in a tree in the jungle. If you are doing the green objective, please identify the who. If you are blue, please identify the who doing. And if you're purple, please identify the who doing what. And then extensions are, you can identify where they are and you could write them in a sentence. Lesson 10 is all about playing phonics games online. You can either go to phonicsplay.co.uk or phonicsbloom.co.uk for this and have a look around and look at all the different games available. Now, let's move on to maths. In lesson 1, you're going to do some research. You're going to research what your friends and family's favourite jungle animal is. Then using that information, you're going to make a pictogram. Green objective is to choose your own favourite animal and put it on the pictogram. Blue, you're asking others and finding the correct place to put the pictures on the pictogram. And purple, you will do the same, but you're also going to answer some questions and work out which is the most popular. In lesson 2, you're going to make a jungle tree. You're going to use lots of different mathematical language in this one, such as curved, taller, straight, roll, next to, taller, and lots more. Now, have you heard of The Enormous Crocodile? It's a story by Roald Dahl. And in The Enormous Crocodile, there is a character called Trunky, and he is an elephant. So what you can do is find the story on YouTube if you don't have the book, and you can watch it. Now, today's task, you're going to make Trunky out of shapes. Now, if you're following the green objective, you need to choose a shape that your adult tells you. Blue, you have to say the name of the shape, and purple, you need to describe the shapes. In lesson 4, we're going to make an Elmer using repeated patterns. Elmer is a colourful elephant. If you're working on the green objective, then your adult will make one for you to copy. Blue will need to continue a repeating pattern, and those on the purple objective, you'll need to make your own repeating pattern. In lesson 5, you're going to make another colourful Elmer. You're going to read numbers and colour them in using the correct colour. So you're going to do a colour by numbers. Lesson 6 is all about ordering numbers correctly. The green objective is to order numbers 1 to 10 with support. Blue, ordering 1 to 10 independently. And purple is to order numbers above 10 independently. And lesson 7 is all about sizes. So many exciting activities. You're looking at ordering elephants and finding out how big they are. If you're working on the green objective, you need to find the biggest and the smallest. If you're working on the blue objective, you need to order your elephants and either use your words or signs to say if they're taller, shorter, wider or thinner. Lesson 8 is all about position and direction. Go on a walk through the jungle in your house and see what you can see. In lesson 9, you're going to be hiding a tiger. Carefully, it doesn't bite you though. You'll need to hide your tiger somewhere in the house and give clues to your adult. If you're following the purple objective, then you need to use words such as forwards, backwards and left and right. See which word you can use to give directions. In lesson 10, you are playing a game of Jungle I Spy. You'll need to count how many of each animal you can see, and the green objective is to say some numbers in order. Blue is to count each animal with support and say how many, and purple is to count and do some simple addition sums. Okay, so now let's look at the overview for the other subjects. First up is creative arts. In lesson 1, you will need pencil and paper and the pictures that are in the pack, and you're going to draw an animal's face. Now this is a progression of lessons, so make sure when you're drawing it you don't take up the whole paper. In lesson 2, you'll need to use the same resources, and in this lesson you're going to draw the whole animal. And for lesson 3, you need your drawing from lesson 2 and something to colour with, because you're going to add colour to it. Finally, in lesson 4, it's finishing off your picture and you're going to draw a background. You can either draw a background on your picture, draw it on a separate sheet and cut out your picture of your animal and stick it on. Independence is our next set of lessons. Lesson 1 is all about jungle fruit trees. You are going to use different fruits to make trees out of fruit. You might need to ask your adult to help though, because you will have to chop your fruit. So be careful because knives can be sharp. In lesson 2, you're going to make monkey crackers, practicing spreading with a knife this time. In lesson 3, you're going to make cupcakes. Do you know which animal is called King of the Jungle? Well, it's a lion, and you're going to make lion cupcakes. But remember, don't eat any of your snacks just yet, because on your 4th lesson, you are going to create a movie area so that you can watch a movie with the people that you live with, and then you're going to all enjoy your snacks when you've set up the movie area. In science, you'll be learning about lots of different things. In lesson 1, you're going to look at habitats, and this is where something lives. For example, a shark's habitat is in the sea. Have a look to see what is in your habitat. Have a look around your house. Your habitat is your house, or your flat. Wherever you live, that is your habitat. In lesson 2, you will match animals to their habitats and find out where they live. In lesson 3, you're going to match animals to their homes. And in lesson 4, you're going to make your own jungle habitat. You can use things from around your house and garden for this one. In our understanding of the world lessons, in lesson 1, you're going to learn about what a jungle is. Why do you think you find jungles? In lesson 2, you're going to use your knowledge to build a canopy jungle. In lesson 3, you're going to sort animals to say where they live, whether they live in a jungle or not. And in lesson 4, you're going to create a fact file about jungle animals, finding out what they eat and where they live in the jungle. In lesson 1 for PSHE, you're going to play a taking it in turns game. Now remember, it's really important that you share and take it in turns, so you're going to practice that in PSHE. You're going to play animal bingo. In lesson 2, you're going to make lots of different animal sounds and different facial expressions. In lesson 3, you're going to look at different animals' body parts and what their job is. So for example, what do we do with our nose? We use it to smell, don't we? So that's what you're going to do for the animals. In physical development, you are going to do lots of different movements in lesson 1 and 2. Can you move like an animal? In lesson 3, you're going to do some jungle yoga. And finally, in lesson 4, you're going to create your own dance. Now, we're on to the last subject now, which is technology. In our first and second lessons of technology, you're going to make a wind-up wonder. In lesson 3, you're going to make a moving bird. And in lesson 4, you're going to make your own jungle snack or lunch. Now, remember what I said at the beginning? Any of these that you do, get your adults that you live with to take some pictures and ask them to send them over to school so we can see all of the fantastic work. Stay safe, everybody, and I will see you very soon.